Warning, this podcast is intended for consenting adults. We're talking about all things non-monogamy, which means some of our conversations are going to get down and dirty. Please know we are not professionals, and these are strictly our views and opinions and in no way represent the opinions of our employers. We respect others' opinions as we know everyone in the world of non-monogamy does it differently. Hope you enjoy. Hello, my salacious friends, and welcome to another episode of Pinky and Ava's Pajama Party. I'm your host, Ava Moore, and I'm here with my soul sister, Pinky Greyman.
Hello, hello, beautiful warriors and beautiful salacious goddesses. I love the word salacious.
Salacious. We met somebody the other day who liked that word too, remember?
Yeah.
He was like, that perfectly describes him. I was like, hey, me too.
Yeah.
So how are you, my friend?
I'm good. It's been coming and going and going and coming. But
my friend, you have been on fire in terms of this podcast. You have been setting us up for all sorts of fun things and fun speakers and guests. You have been a woman on a mission, I have to say.
Oh, I'm very pleased to hear that. I appreciate that. I'm really devoted to bring this juicy information to our audience because I've been learning so much. And sometimes I feel like I'm not bringing enough, to be honest with you.
Well, let me tell you, you have been on fire, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So today we have gathered here to discuss body image in non-monogamy. And I think that's probably something pretty much everybody can relate to, no matter what type of body they have. What do you think?
Oh my God, yes, I totally can relate to this.
Body image in non-monogamy can be complex and a deeply personal experience. Unlike in a monogamous relationship where people are mostly comparing themselves to partners, past partners maybe, past lovers. Now in non-monogamy, not only are we comparing ourselves to others in the world, but we're comparing ourselves to people who have deep, intimate relationships with our partners.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure it can get in your head, no matter what type of body you have. Now, somehow, some way, I've kind of gotten past that, not only in non-monogamy, but in life. I've mentioned before on the podcast, but I'm going to mention it again because I think it's very important to this topic. I am a plus size woman. I am curvilicious. I've got curves all over the place, but I am very confident in my body. Now, to give everyone perspective, I would say I wear between a size 20 and a 22. So I've got booty beyond belief. And let me tell you, there's plenty of men out there who like booty. So no matter what you're rocking, please love yourself. And I think it's very easy to fall into a trap of not loving yourself.
Yeah, you've been brainwashed from childhood, in particular in America, with a Barbie girl, skinny, tall, blonde, blue eyes, that kind of thing.
Yes.
I've never met her. I mean, when I was a kid, I'm so happy. I'm a lucky bastard. Okay, I came here and I discovered her. I'm like, holy shit, I will never be her.
Right.
I don't want to be her because I've never been brought up that way. So for me, it was like, this is foreign and it's okay because I'm never going to be blue eye, blonde and tall and skinny. This is not who I am. So it's okay.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Miss Pinky is a yoga Zen master over there. So she's got the body of a yoga person, right? So we have as much as we have vastly different personalities, we also have very different bodies. However, we seem to find men who like both of us in the process.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to talk about this today because I want to let everybody know that my experience in non-monogamy as a plus size woman has been very welcoming. I have not felt judged for my body type. And there really is somebody for everyone. Just like out in the vanilla world, right? There's somebody for everyone. There's gonna be people who like my body type, but don't like Pinky's body type. There's gonna be people who like Pinky's body type, but don't like my body type. And I think if we just take the pressure of what our body looks like and lead with who we are, it makes such a difference.
I 100% agree with you. And I feel like it's all about where the way I was raised, I was talking about that more than once and I'll repeat, it was very superficial world. Russian
Mhm.
community, people that I know of, I'm not talking about everybody, but the place where I was born and raised, it was all about superficiality. It was not about substance. And that's why maybe I am such an extreme, an opposite direction. Where actually, before, when I came into this country, I was that superficial human who did not know better. And then I just changed with time. You know, I grew. I went to school and I started to educate myself.
Sure. I mean, I think for me growing up too, I mean, while my family didn't focus too much on it, have ingrained in my brain my mother, because I was plus size from basically the day I was born. Like the body
Hmm.
I have today is the body I had at 3 years old. There has been no changing, no matter what I do.
Hmm.
Um, but I do remember at one point my mom saying to me, "Well, if you want a boyfriend, you should try to lose some weight."
Mm.
Right? And that stuck in my head forever. But somehow along the way, I was able to shake that and become confident in who I am. And this is kind of my approach. Looking at me, you know I am not skinny. There's
Mm.
going to be no surprises when I take my clothes off. So if you're interested in me, great. And if I'm interested in you, even better, right? And I go into it not worrying about that because obviously they wanted me with my clothes on. And looking at me, they know I have bumps and bubbles and cellulite and all that kinda delicious stuff that some of my men seem to really enjoy. So, I don't go into the bedroom lacking confidence, and I think that helps with the whole bedroom experience. Because when you have confidence, you're gonna kill it in the bedroom. Just saying.
Yeah, I really love your confidence actually, and it's so appealing and it's so refreshing, and it's all I want to do is just like publicize to every woman I see who actually is trying to hide it or cover it or whatever. And just let them experience the world of what you actually bring in when you walk into the room, where not to say that I'm all perfect, you know, I have my own imperfections too, but in particular in the community and in particular with the place where monogamous world where I come from is so superficial and it's directly directs you to this world of perfection. You know, you have to have the perfect height, perfect eyes, perfect hair. Everything is just has to be matching and perfect jewelry, and you have to walk that way. And it's just so complicated at times.
I agree, and it's funny because in the monogamous world, I feel it was more your body over your personality
Mm-hmm.
and who
100%.
you are, where in non-monogamy, it's more about who you are over your body, which doesn't necessarily make sense, right? Especially if you're non-monogamous in a swinger where sex leads the way.
Mm-hmm.
But in my experience, it's more about who I am. Now, even at a party where everybody heard the story of my first party where I was just bumping into people having sex.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you know, my booty was less than of an issue in that house that I was in than it is out in everyday society.
Yeah. The acceptance that I want to talk about that is coming with an open and raw and non-monogamy. It's just so welcoming and it's like such a wonderful thing where people come from all over the world, all ages, everybody's welcome and there's no particular size or it's just like you said, every person finds what they like. And it's
Every
such a
person finds
refreshing meal to have rather than having spaghetti and tomato sauce every day for the night, you know? It's like, no, that's boring. After a while, it's going to get to you, you know? It's okay to have variety. You want to have salad here and there, hopefully more than one night out of the week. But whatever.
Right.
Long story short, it's just like variety. It's such a beautiful thing. So let's accept, and particular for women, I think why we're talking about this in this platform of a podcast that we designed, especially for women, I would say we are so hard on ourselves, beating ourselves up
Definitely.
for like, oh, when I was a younger version of me, I didn't have big boobs. I actually was fascinated with my girlfriend. She was
You
taking
don't have big boobs.
I don't.
You got the tiny tatas. Sorry, continue.
I love when you say that.
I
Um,
know.
but I love them, you know, like it's just
You should love
me.
them.
I do,
You should
but
love
when
them.
I
They're
was a
you.
younger girl, you know, like when I was developing and I knew that was it, you know, like what I got is it. And I'm looking at my neighbor, like my girlfriend, and hers are like, size B, and it's so like flashy and like so like blushy and so beautiful. She's taking shower, right? And I'm like salivating over her breast, not knowing what to do with this information. Like I wasn't really much into women at all, but I just loved the way she looked, you know? I was like, why can't I have boobs like that? What is wrong with me? Like, you know?
I think everybody wants something they don't have, whether they want bigger boobs or they want smaller boobs or they want a bigger butt or they want a smaller butt or they want curly hair and they want straight hair. It's like everybody always wants what they don't have. And I
Hmm.
think it's a natural thing. And my message is don't let anything like that hold you back from exploring in non-monogamy. Go in there and lead with confidence because confidence is what's sexy.
Oh my God, I
And
love that.
I hear that time and time again from my people, that my confidence they find my confidence very sexy.
I
So it
love
doesn't
that. I
matter.
love that.
You're worried about your left butt cheek or your right boob being bigger or smaller. Own it, love it, and walk into the situation with confidence.
And if you do lack confidence, it's totally normal, you know, like where we come from and whatever, and how we have to build ourselves for it. Be honest. Again, be open
Yes.
and raw and honest with people that you care. Like, for example, anything that comes up for you, just talk to your partner and say to him or her, like, listen, I am really like having this issue with the way my body feels and looks. Can you be more gentle with me today or whatever? Like, or can you walk, like if you're going into this environment where, you know, it's a hotel takeover and you're just like getting into this sexy outfit and oops, you know, like you put a little more weight and you just feel like uncomfortable, just tell your partner, like, this is where I'm right now, can you please help me out? You know, like you're not alone in this,
Yeah.
you know. Or in any kind of world when you lead with honesty, I always say that it's just so amazing what the world brings back to you. And the people who you surround yourself, I mean, in particular with the people that we deal with, they are so willing to help you. They
Yes.
wanted to see you succeed because they know how hard this shit is.
And that's just it. Like, yes, your partner can be there for you, but go find your Pinky and Eva in non-monogamy.
Oh my
'Cause
God,
I know no
yes.
matter what, Pinky's gonna be there to support me,
Hmm.
and no matter what, I'm gonna be there to support Pinky. And women, we really need to be there to support each other. There's plenty of men and there's plenty of women out there to go around. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be propping each other up and giving each other that boost of confidence when we're lacking it.
I agree 100%. I feel so blessed to have you in my life. And through all the ups and downs that we had already had and will have, because it's normal, we are growing and we're evolving, we're never stopping. Um, you know, unity, but also individuals.
Yes.
And to come and to let you see me at times being weak or whatever, and you've seen that over and over again, like, you know, like we all have those moments. It's like
We all
I'm
have those
coming into
moments.
a project and I'm like looking up into this mountain And I'm like, oh my God, this is huge mountain. So Mel Robbins says, don't look at the mountain, but look at the day to day grind that you're, like you really want to do it. Like I'm really desiring to do something new right now, right? For example. And she's like, don't look up, just look one step ahead. And that is how I breathe through it because I have so much anxiety coming aboard. Anytime I remember when I was going to college, like getting my bachelor's, getting my master's, whatever it was, becoming a parent, it was just so intense. But then when you start doing it day to day, it's like, it's not that bad. And then you look back and you're like, holy shit, I got degrees. Holy shit, I raised a kid. Like it's just like, it's not to say that it's not there. The anxiety is there day to day also, but not to the level where I'm looking up in the mountain like, oh my God, I'm going to be a parent for the rest of my life. Yes, you're going to be a parent for your rest of life. And it comes with, all those beautiful things and some not so beautiful things, but the whole idea of breathe through it, embrace it, and just be in it.
And I think that's the perfect analogy. Don't look at the whole mountain. If you're not feeling the most confident going into it, start off slow. Go fully dressed and plan on staying fully dressed, right? Go and enjoy the environment that you're in. Enjoy meeting the people because there's great people in non-monogamy, and then take it from there. Then maybe the next time you go, maybe you'll wear something a little more sexy. And then the next time you go, maybe something a little more. It's okay to take baby steps. I mean, we're at the point now where I'll be the first person to rip my clothes off, and it doesn't matter, but it takes time to get there. So if you're not feeling the most confident, it's okay. I mean, we went to something a few weeks ago and I just was not feeling it. And I went and I got dressed and I was just like being a little moody little bitch. And Pinky was like, "Come on, Ava, let's go. Pull it together. You look hot. You look awesome. Let's go have a good time." And just having her see that, even though I wasn't being a moody bitch because of body image, I was just being a moody little bitch. Um, Having her there to prop me up and kind of like be like, "Let's go rock this," was helpful. And, whether it's your partner or your bestie or whoever, just, have someone there who can be that for you. We're spending a lot of time talking about women body image, but I suspect men have similar concerns.
Yeah, definitely. I think affirmation and validations are very important, and it's those beautiful things that we have as humans to connect on a deeper level with one another, where you open up to yourself first because initially you are talking in your head, like all those thoughts coming into like you're not good enough, whatever way, like you don't have those blonde hair and blue eyes and and that height you're lacking and your hips are too wide. I'm Jewish, so stuff like that. And then you're like confined with your friend or whoever it is that you trust and validation, and affirmation is for me is so vital.
Yeah. And I just want to go back to the men for a moment. I mean, I have seen men have body issues and lack self confidence in themselves the same way any woman can. Um, Someone I know, and I think he's absolutely gorgeous.
Mm.
He has said to me, "I don't know why that woman would wanna be with me when there's so many other people she could be with."
Mm.
And I'm like, "Dude," I'm like, "You are fucking awesome." I'm like, "You're so hot and so sexy. I don't know what you're talking about." So I think the same messages are sent to men as are sent to women. Um, and we've mentioned it before. All of my partners are very different, and I have partners of all different body types and backgrounds and everything like that, and I adore them all for who they are.
Yeah, it's funny. We do have variation on the theme of partners here.
right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
None of them
yeah.
look the same,
No, it
right?
was funny when we had our bowling party.
Yes.
And when one of our friends, a female friend, got us who was sitting there, and two of my partners walked in, and they're both African American, beside my husband. And then my third partner came in, Osprey, and she caught me and she's like, "Come over here, let me ask you a question." Do you remember that? And she said, "I get these two, but this one? What the hell? What did you find in this guy?" And I'm like, "Oh, if you only knew." You know?
Right. Right. I mean the same thing for me. You would never line them all up. You would never guess they were all my partners, right? Um so that's what it is. Like we find something special in all of these people and they look very different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some are shorter, some are taller, some are bigger, some are smaller, right? Like but they're just amazing people and at the end of the day
That is that is
that's
all
all that matters.
yeah, that's what the most important thing is, how the person is as he, and how he shows up for you, for the relationships altogether. It's the most important thing that counts.
Yeah.
How he makes you feel on the end of the day. It's the most important thing. And I think particular it always comes to how people will remember you by the way they felt when they were in your presence. So it's the particulars of it where you people are not going to remember what you did, how you did it, but on the end of it day, when they're going to think of you, is what's the most important thing is that they're going to remember of. And I love that. I love that. I have actually this quote on my wall, but I don't remember and I can't really see that far. So I'm just going to leave it at this. Myopia, it's
Somebody
called.
needs glasses.
For the distance. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to get to this part that I love. Somatic practices, Tantra, dance, and other embodied practices can help deepen self love and appreciation for one's physical form. Most women that I know that are leaders, and like Mama Gina and my belly dancer who do workshops, they always talk about movement in front of the mirror by yourself. How important that is. Because, first of all, you're going to see yourself in the mirror. And I know Ava Moore is rolling her eyes.
No, I'm not rolling my eyes. Keep
No,
going.
no,
I'm
you're not.
listening.
You are rolling your eyes, but it's
I
okay.
have an open mind, remember? Open mind. Keep going, girlfriend.
Okay. So, the whole idea of looking at yourself and being accepting, that's a first step because you have to accept yourself first for who you are in all areas. You have to build yourself from the ground up because from childhood, like you said, Ava Mo, your mom told you you should lose a couple of pounds, right? If you want this boy to like you. That's horrible, and it's not, I know that it's not coming from a bad, parenting. It's just
You didn't know
the
any better.
society is
Yep.
so hard on us from all angles. Oh, like I went to visit my dad a few weeks ago, and my hair, like, I have curly hair, and like they got into this puffy zone right now. It's just like really wild and loving. I got a
It's
new
hot, actually. I have to say.
thank you.
You're killing it.
I got a new haircut, and I think she just cut a little too short this time, but it's okay. So I went to visit him, and it was funny because he's Russian, and he's like, come close to me because he's hard of hearing. I can see far, he can hear, so it's like
Poor dad.
it was funny. Come over here. I was like, what, Dad? He's like, occasional, sometimes. Please brush your hair.
Oh, only a parent could say something like that, right?
I looked at him. I said, Dad, you're the one who gave me those hair, okay? Mom did not have those kind of hair. It's your curly hair, And he's like, sometimes, occasionally, please do calm them down a little bit,
Comb your hair.
I'm looking like a lioness, It's so wonderful. I'm embracing. Oh, when
Embrace
I was
it.
younger, oh my God, and still is. Like maybe before I got my new hairstylist, which is, oh my God, I'm going to talk about hair. one of the things. Let me finish this thought. Um, I used to, I used to threaten, what is it called? Like a blow dry. Yeah, blow dry my
Oh,
hair.
straighten?
Straightening,
To
yeah,
try to straighten it? Yeah.
all the time, because that's what society tells you, right? Blonde
Yep.
hair, straight hair, whatever, curls are not
Mm.
accepted. And now, like, I found my new hairstylist, and I love my curls. I love them. I embrace them. I just like totally like divine feminine at my all beauty, and I love it. So also I was listening to one of the podcasts, and they talked about how if the woman goes through a changes, the first thing that she does, she changes her hair. Have
Mm.
you ever thought about that?
The last time I changed my hairstyle was 12 to 15 years ago. So I can't say that I have.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of a color or
Oh,
shape
I
or
change the
whatever.
color all the time.
Okay, here we go. Like, so it's, but you're going through a changes, like you like, for me, I remember also when I was in my 17-year relationship, I used to go at my hair, like I would cut them short. And the whole idea behind was that I felt like I was horny all the time, right? And I knew that I'm capable of attracting men, so I was making myself ugly. So I would not attract men. Yes.
Sneaky.
Yes. Psychology. Isn't that crazy? I did not realize that until I was like, holy shit. I did that because I felt like I was not, like I didn't want to provoke myself, because
Oh my goodness.
I knew that I was capable, and I still was getting looks, even though with my hair, short hair, like curly, whatever. For me, it did not look good. It was like, I really was chopping off my beauty. My hair is I love my hair, my long hair, whatever, curly hair. And I would just do that because I felt like I can't attract, because if I attract, I would act on it, and I didn't want to cheat, like, so it was just like subconsciously. Isn't that crazy? I just,
Oh,
I just
wow.
realized that. Yeah. Mm-mm.
That's crazy. And it's funny you say that when women are going through stuff, they want to change their hair. I just said like 2 days ago that I wanted to maybe get highlights and stuff like that. And I think it's because I've gone through a transformation. Like I have a new job. I'm feeling different about myself. I'm feeling really, really good. I've always felt really good about myself, but like I feel like the icing is on the cake right now. I have a new partner. Like everything is going really well right now. And I was like, oh, I think I want to go get highlights. And I think I want to, so yeah, I never realized that, but I was like, I wanted to spice things up a little bit in my life because I was feeling pretty great.
Yeah, because at times we don't feel great, and then we just dig ourselves in a deeper and deeper hole. And dancing is recommended no matter what. And actually, dancing naked in front of the mirror is so fucking good. I love it. I love naked everything, So dancing, oh my God, just so open and raw. There's no more hiding. It just feels so amazing. And I feel like whoever designed the bra, it's like wants to put a woman into jail, okay?
Oof,
And I know,
it is
I
rough.
know some people, some women need a bra to support. I don't need a fucking support. The only reason why I'm
You
wearing
don't
this
need
fucking shit is because of the nipples. The nipples gonna come through, and the man is gonna be like, holy shit, there's nipples over there. Well, don't look if you cannot handle it.
you want to keep those tatas at bay while you're at work, ma'am. Me, on the other hand, I'm the one who needs the bra. And she and I talk about this all the time because one day she comes out and I was like wearing something and you could see my bra. And she's like, Ava, why are you wearing a bra? And I was like, that's because I have boobs down to my knees. I don't have tiny tatas like you.
Oh my God.
But it's true. Some women need a bra. And it's funny because I was actually talking to one of my partners today. He was asking about bras. I
Why?
don't know how that,
Why?
and he's like, I
Well,
don't even know
maybe
how
he
the
wants to
topic
get your
came up.
gift.
And he was like, is it hard to shop for one? And like, I was like, nah, I know what I want. I was like, I want a push-up bra. And he's like, oh, because you want the cleavage? And I'm like, heck yeah, don't you want the cleavage? And I was like, otherwise my boobs would be down to my knees.
He would love that.
I was I was naked at the time, so he already knew I had boobs down to my knees.
I can't imagine boobs down my knees, but that would be.
Well, maybe it's an over exaggeration, but you know what I'm talking about, ladies.
Mm,
Some babies, some weight loss, some weight gain, some weight loss, some weight gain. They don't just hang out where they used to hang out.
um, yeah, I feel like it's. We're here just having a lot of fun. That's all I can tell you right now because
We are.
we're like, women, embrace yourself. And actually, the whole idea behind embracing yourself, it's for yourself, for like the journey that I walked through. Maybe I did not need to deal with some issues in terms of the how my body looks in particular matter, but there's other issues that I have that we, Ava more and I always talk about. We are not perfect and we all have to work at something. Just because I don't have plus size, whatever, I do have other things like, not being good enough and sometimes in areas that I am.
Different
Yeah,
insecurities.
that I'm too hard on myself, like, oh, I should have done more. And like, I want to be helpful. And and then on the end of the day, it's just not good to put ourselves down. And the way to get out of it, dance, motherfucker, or
Because of her
write,
dancing again.
or do something that it makes you feel good. So, the whole idea of what I love about listening to podcasts, and I've been listening to different things, but now Mel Robinson is, of course, in most of our lives, hopefully. She's been in my life before, and now she just totally like did it. So like number one podcast, number one book, and whatever. Let Them Theory. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, please check it out. Love her. So she brings all those beautiful people into her podcast and how she talks about the power of manifestation. What I love about her that when she talks about with any person who is a scientist or brain surgeon or anybody, she breaks it down. After they dissolve the information, after they give the information to her, she says, stop. Let me just explain it with a normal words for a person who is, listening to us. And she dissects the frog. And like anybody, like a 4-year-old can understand what she's talking about, even though it's a neuroscientist who actually is talking about ideas or the power of manifestation, how it is that we need to we can put the things out there and things will happen. And it has been happening. You just don't pay attention.
And for me, at the end of the day, is when I learned to stop giving a fuck about what other people thought, that's when I was able to embrace myself and love myself. And it wasn't necessarily just around my body. It was I stopped giving a fuck about worrying about people thinking I wasn't successful enough. As successful as I have been in my life, I was always worried that I still was not successful enough. Or I was, oh my goodness, somebody doesn't like me. I was worried about that. Now I don't give a fuck about that either. I've accomplished what I want to accomplish. I You don't like me, that's on you, that's not on me, or maybe it's on me, but you know what? I can't change it. So I stopped worrying about what other people thought and that was before I got into non-monogamy, but evolved to be even stronger while I've been in non-monogamy. And I feel like looking back on it, if I hadn't started not giving a fuck what other people thought and just embracing myself and loving myself, the amount of amazing experiences that I would have missed out on and the amount of amazing people that I would have met and the amazing partners that I've had now. Some of them for 6 years. That's a long time. They've stood by me as I gained weight, as I lost weight, as I whatever. They're there for me no matter what because they're amazing people. So, my message is try to find your self-love, even if it's baby steps at a time, because there is someone for everybody, or some 2, or some 3, or some 4 out there for everybody. And find the love in yourself so you don't miss out on amazing opportunities because there are amazing opportunities in the world that we live in.
Yeah, I really, it resonates so much with me. I actually was like, if you had seen me in my body, I was doing jumping jacks,
Mhm.
but I can't right now because I'm trying to be good. Jumping jacks come from me really, the part that you just talked about, it resonates so much because at age of 25, I started to say that beautiful saying that I love. And that saying is
Go for it.
suck my fucking dick.
Yep.
Okay. And that was when the transformation started to happen. And I was still in monogamous relationship then, and that was totally throughout the whole time of my relationship, even with my ex of 17 years, even though I still felt like I was molded. I was 25 when I met him with a kid, and he was 19 years older than me. That's a huge gap. Okay,
That
so
is
he was molding me, and I come from a culture where men say whatever women follow whatever men say, and even though he was from America, like he was born here, whatever, but the whole idea of like me looking up at him, be, be, in particular with the age gap, right?
sure.
And also like him saying like within 3 months like, we're going to move in and we're going to raise this kid together, when I was a single parent for a couple of years after my divorce with my husband, like it was just so, oh my god, like, and in my culture, what my premonition was as a woman who was divorced is the only way you're going to get hooked up with somebody who was already married, so you're like, whatever, because you're a second citizen, whatever, third citizen, whatever you want to call it.
Mm.
It's just not because you're not a virgin, because you already have a kid, you have like a lot of baggage, right? So it was just like, this is what you offer, this is what's offered to you, and now I'm getting this because I said suck my fucking dick.
Mhm.
I had that opportunity to meet this man.
Yes.
And that's like what I'm saying is the power of manifestation. So I'm going to bring it back to who I was talking to. Mel Robinson had Dr. Jim Dottie, and he is a Stanford neuroscience. I'm sorry, Dr. Jim Dottie is a Stanford neurosurgeon, an expert in visualization and manifestation. What they discussed on that podcast is the scientist behind manifestation, how to reprogram your brain to create your dream life, how negative self talk holds you back, how to use neuroscience to visualize, and how to create the life you want. I'm bringing this into our podcast to really emphasize the idea of we can reprogram our brain. And that's exactly what you and I were
Yes.
doing. We
Yes.
were in an environment where we were getting a lot of traction, right? From the
Yep.
outside source. And we went
Yep.
against it. And we said, motherfuckers, we're going to do what we want to do. And no matter what, like, because it's important to us as women.
Yep.
And I feel like a lot more women are able to do this, of course, right? We're not in,
Mhm.
6 or 7 BC or whatever.
Yep.
In some countries, women still cannot do that. So we are really lucky. And I feel that because I come from a third world country.
Sure.
I always say to myself and others that I'm blessed. I'm not talking about we, even though I wanted to say we, you and I, but I want to talk about me. I know that I'm blessed because I know the difference. Where if I go into my community, some women don't have that yet,
Yeah.
and it's by choice. They're living here and they're still choosing that old style, that lifestyle that they were brought up by in another country, and assimilation did not happen for them being in this
Well,
country for so many years. Like I know people that actually have been here for 30 years and they still run life the way they were in the third world country where I come from.
I mean, culture runs deep,
Yeah.
right? We all have stuff passed on from our families, from their culture, from what they've learned. And while we chip away at those molds that they've kind of, given us, I think you and I are just blowing them apart some days,
We are. We are.
which is great, right? And we're becoming our own people.
Yeah.
Um, it's, I think doing that and becoming our own people gives us even more confidence than we had before.
And it comes from within, okay? Yes, we're living in the world where first impression is important. You walk into this world, whatever, party or whatever, place that you feel like it's important for you to make that impression. People look at you and they see how you feel about yourself first. You can
Yes.
really actually show how you are from the moment you walked in, and people can say she's confident or not in her own
Yep.
skin. And that's what I'm saying. Like, do tantra meditation, do dance in front of a mirror. Mama Gina does that. I love Mama Gina and the way she talks about like the self-imaging of building your self-esteem in front of a mirror. Dance, breathe, communicate with your friends, your girlfriends, whatever, about your discomfort, and make it on it. Like it's okay to be uncomfortable, because we all have, like I said earlier, and I'm repeating myself, we're not perfect. We're aiming for
Nobody
progress,
is.
progress. And by being open to yourself first, gradually you build that self-esteem, which I started to build when I was 25. I didn't even realize that.
Right?
And I love
By
talking.
telling people to suck your
Yeah,
fucking dick.
and like if you talk to my girlfriend who knows me for 25 years before Ava Moore came into my life, she always laughs. And she actually started talking about 10 years ago. She picked up that word. She said, she started talking. She's like, and she's religious, like really religious, and she started to talk about the way, like I'm talking 10 years in of 15 years of us knowing each other. And I feel so empowered by that, because she left her marriage with 3 kids when the kids were in, like 8, 9, 10, whatever, it's crazy. She bought a house. She like so, and throughout the whole time when she was doing that, she was saying it to me, to him. Suck my fucking dick, dude. You know? I'm like, oh, my words, but it's okay, you can use it.
Well, I mean, like, just like her, if I didn't have the self-confidence that I built in myself throughout my life, I would probably still be with my child's father.
Oh my God.
I told him he needed to leave when I was 7 months pregnant. And if I did not have confidence in myself, and while it's not body confidence, it's just confidence in myself, knowing that I could be a single parent and I could take care of my child no matter what was thrown at me, and I was able to leave that situation and do better for my child. If I didn't have the self-confidence that I have, it would be a very different story right now.
And that comes from a woman whose father was really not nice to you. That is
Yes.
so impressive. You know how much work you've done?
And I've done even tons more since then. Because I mean, I was very confident, and able to leave him then. And the time between then and now, I
Yes, I
mean, I've
agree.
become even more confident. Even in the time you and I have known each
Mm-hmm.
other,
Mm-hmm.
you and I have both grown in the self-confidence area
But you know why we've grown? Because we
because we
have
have each other.
because we have each other, and we are actually embracing each other in this space of non-monogamy, and we are totally encouraging each other to be our authentic selves. And even when we're down, like literally, like you've seen me cry, you've seen me, lose, and we so well, you know, we perform, we show up. And that's what it
Show
is,
up.
like show up, and just hold each other's in spaces where a lot of people have uncomfortable, like they're uncomfortable in those places where you're not okay. You know? Yeah.
What do they say? You have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable, or be
Yes.
uncomfortable to get comfortable. If you're walking into a non-monogamous situation, whether it's a swinger party or a gathering or whatever, and you're not feeling confident and you're feeling uncomfortable, let yourself be uncomfortable. It's okay, because the more and more you do it, the less uncomfortable you're gonna get. The less uncomfortable you're going to be.
And I want you to know from our point of view, you're beautiful as you are.
Yep, it's
You
who
are
you are.
beautiful. Yeah.
You
Inside
are
out.
beautiful.
Inside out.
Everybody has their qualities, whether their eyes, their heart, their soul. Oh my goodness, I'm talking about souls, Pinky.
Yoo-hoo!
You really are rubbing off on me. Um,
Oh,
but
you're
it's
really
true.
soft. I like
Pinky's
that.
right. Ugh.
Women are so soft. The first time I actually embraced a woman in the nude, my first experience, if you've been
Oh
there,
yeah.
you would be laughing your ass off because I was yelping and I was like giggling. And I was like, the first words out of my mouth, I'm like, oh my God, they're so soft. So my breast was touching her breast, right? And I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful.
You said that the first time you touched my boobs too.
Yeah, I love the softness because I feel like because I'm going to a gym and I'm like I have muscles, so
You're
I'm
rock
like really,
hard.
I'm not rock hard, but
I'm
I
kidding.
am
I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
have some muscle, like compared
You've
to
got
most
tone.
women,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're so soft. Yeah, and it's so delicious and yeah, just deliciously experience the beauty of women and empowerment of women because we have no one but each other to support
So
and
true.
that is the beauty of it. Like I'm creating places and spaces where women can thrive. I wanted to be that bright light that women would come into my space and they just lit up no matter what day they had. um Writing, please, women, sit down and write. Like I write poetry. That's one of the way I decompress throughout the day. Whatever comes my way, I just sit down and I write, and it makes me feel so good. So when I write, I forget about everything and everybody. When I write, I just in it, whatever that flow is. So whatever makes you happy. Like when I used to do pottery, when I was getting my bachelor's, I was doing ceramics. That's another thing. Like anything like where you focus on this particular thing, like a horse with the blinds on, you do, and it makes you happy, keep doing this. Like it's just, or if you're really want to get into shape, you like just walking, like just get on the treadmill and walk if you can walk outside, if it's too cold or whatever. Just like do something that it makes you feel happy. A lot of people's like, oh, somebody likes biking. Ava Mo loves biking.
I do.
Pinky,
I do.
Pinky loves walking. So it's like whatever makes you happy, do it.
You know what makes me happy?
What?
My men.
Mm.
So I
I,
do them.
good. Keep doing it. It's
I do.
it's an amazing thing. I'm so happy and line them up, baby.
So I think my message is embrace yourself, love yourself, and girlfriend, go out there and shake what your mama gave you.
Oh my
Like,
God, yes.
own it, own it, be who you are, love who you are, and go out there and have a good time.
Yeah. That is, I think it's a beautiful conversation that we had to have. And Ava Moore, thank you so much for bringing this juicy information. And we wanted just to support women because we are so, sometimes when I first started doing this in the beginning, I felt extremely lonely because I did not know you at all. Like I knew you were there, but I didn't
Right. You
know.
knew I existed,
Oh,
right?
you were existed. It's like, I know, yeah, it's just, you were there. I knew you were
I
there.
was, because Anthony and I were together before you and he met. So you knew I was there, but you didn't know who I was.
No, no. And I was actually afraid of getting to know you. Yeah, because exactly another mountain, remember?
Yeah.
Another mountain to climb on. Like, how would that be? Like, what is that? What is that? Maybe she's gonna hate me. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she's gonna think about whatever. Like I don't know. There's so many different things. But then you're not gonna know until you're gonna try it. God damn it! And we did.
Well, I was afraid to meet you too because I didn't know if you had veto power, and I didn't want I didn't want to do anything that was going to get me vetoed.
Well,
But
it's
it's so
interesting because I thought you have veto power because you've known him more
what?
before we got married. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh.
You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? Like, it's just,
It's a good thing I didn't meet you before you were married because I would have vetoed you. I'm just kidding.
you see how much he loves me?
I love you.
Mm. Well,
But, it's funny that you say that you were afraid to meet me because after we met, and I've said this before, it was like you were on a mission to be my friend. So I would have never have guessed that you were nervous in any sort of way because you came right at me. Like, the nonverbal message I received was, "We're gonna be besties."
I make people.
You made me be your friend. You made me be
Oh,
your soul sister. There's no there's no getting rid of you at this point. We're stuck together forever.
I know. Yeah, I'm so blessed to have so
Me
much
too.
in my life, and yeah, we're blessed.
All right, ladies, go out there and shake what your mama gave you and stay salacious.
Yeah, definitely. And don't be afraid of just being yourself, because that's the beauty of you, of who you are. Within whatever color you shine, there will be people who will understand you and embrace you for who you are, just like what happened to us.
And if you need somebody to give you that boost of confidence, reach out to me and Pinky. You can always email me at avawantsmore@gmail.com and we would be happy to raise you up.
Yeah, definitely want to support you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. See
Enjoy.
you soon.
Bye.